Welcome back. Alex Perez, the guy who got killed in the ice riot, his neighbor just exposed his road to harm ice agents. So let's get into the video, shall we?
Well, guys, Marxism is a major issue on the left. It's a major issue in the Democratic Party. The days of moderate Democrats, guys, is long gone. The Democratic Party is a full-blown socialist party, and dare I say a Marxist-Leninist party. Because we actually saw how the Democrats actually attached themselves to BLM, a Marxist-Leninist organization, Black Lives Matter. We also saw them also attach themselves to Antifa. A lot of those people are Marxist-Leninists. I mean, during the riots out there in Minneapolis, they were actually flying around the communist flag. They are revolutionaries, folks. And now we also have another issue, folks. Another Marxist issue, especially out there in Minneapolis. Ice Watch. Ice Watch. Now, the media is definitely trying to protect these people. Same thing with Renee Good. Renee Good was a part of Ice Watch. Folks, these people are organized, they're funded, and they're there to disrupt ICE from doing their job. And that's exactly what Alex Preddy was actually doing. Now, the media is going to tell you, oh, he was a nurse. He was a legal observer. They're going to bat for these Marxist folks. And I've had it. I've absolutely had it. Alex Preddy would be alive today if he just complied. This man was out in the middle of the street. He was actually trying to impede ICE from doing their job. ICE wasn't there for him. They were actually there to arrest an illegal alien, a domestic abuser. But oh no, Alex Preddy decided, you know what? I must interfere with ICE from doing their job. He didn't want them to do their job. Now, I was wondering, folks, how in the world did all these rioters show up like just after Alex Preddy got shot and killed? How did they show up? Folks, now we know. Now we know. This man wasn't just a nurse. This man was a part of a far left organization, folks. Ice Watch. Yeah, he was a part of it too, guys. A part of this Ice Watch Signal chat. They were documenting everything, guys. They were talking to each other on Signal. And this is how these people were able to mobilize. So let's go ahead and dive into it, guys, because this is frustrating, guys. These leftist men are trying to deify Alex Preddy. Let's do it. But first, check out blackwhitenetwork.com. Support us by becoming a member. Memberships are just $10 a month. If you get the annual plan, you actually save 24%. Rhodes and I actually post member videos over there, as well as our member live stream that we have every single Friday. We do appreciate everyone that's signed up so far. Also, you guys can donate directly to us on the website. You guys can donate 5, 10, 20, or whatever you want if you actually enjoy our work too. And don't forget about your merch. 18% off anything in the merch store. But if you become a paying member to the website, you get 25% off. And you guys will see that discount at checkout. We got our America 250 shirt here, Black and White Network, Black and White Sports, FAFO, and hats also as well. So here we go. Look at this, guys, on the Post Millennial. Neighbor says Alex Preddy was member of Ice Watch Signal chat. Yeah, and this is coming from one of his neighbors that lives right down the street from him. Says here, a neighbor of Alex Preddy has said that the anti-ICE activist was part of a neighborhood anti-ICE signal chat before he was shot by Border Patrol on Saturday morning. Preddy was armed at the time of the shooting and was shot while resisting arrest. Now we find out, guys, that Alex Preddy didn't brandish his gun, but he had the magazines, he had the gun, and he was fighting ICE officers. They didn't know if he actually had another gun or not, because he actually brought his arm back like he was trying to grab something, and they didn't know if he was actually going for another gun or not. Everything happened so fast. He put himself in that situation. All he had to do was comply. But these ICE Watch people, they don't comply. That's why Renee Good is dead. They're there to cause chaos and destruction. They're actually there to be agitators. They don't want to comply. And when you don't comply, you die. That's what happened. The Minneapolis local, Jeanne Macy, who lives just a block away from Preddy, said that he was a member of an anti-ICE agitator group to keep tabs on federal immigration force. It is not clear what role Preddy had in the anti-ICE Sentinel chat group, according to the Mirror. Preddy had also been involved in the Black Lives Matter unrest that took place in Minneapolis after the death of George Floyd. Yeah, this man is a far leftist man. A far leftist. Macy spoke about the incident on behalf of her neighbors, saying, quote, "Let me be clear. We are horrified, we are furious, and we are not going to pretend that this is anything but what it is. Another senseless act of violence carried out by federal agents in our city." So this is definitely not someone that is on the side of ICE. That's coming out and saying, yeah, this man is part of the anti-ICE group. This is the third time in just weeks that someone had been shot doing these so-called enforcement operations, and it's devastating to see another life taken while our community is trying to stand up for justice and safety. Wow. Are these people in Minneapolis, man, are they that blind? I guess they are just that blind. Macy said that she was one of the dozens of anti-ICE activists who went to the scene of the shooting after Preddy was killed. The shooting of Preddy takes place just weeks after Renee Good, another anti-ICE activist, was shot to death while she drove her car into an ICE agent. She and her partner Becca were blocking the road at the time with their car when ICE agents approached them. Now, Preddy was also in the middle of the street. He was also in the middle of the street. I mean, this is crazy, guys. This is sad. But this happens because mainly Tim Walz, who's supposed to be the governor of the state, he lets all this just go out of control. This is really sad, man. This is another reason why, guys, this man is not running for re-election again. He is the worst governor in this country. And that's really saying something, guys, because Gavin Newsom, pretty awful over there in California. Very awful. But Tampon Tim Walz, man, between the fraud, all the unrest, him and Jacob Frey seems to be egging on these Marxists on the left. Yeah, this is crazy. Look at this right here. FBI investigates anti-ICE Sentinel chat network in Minnesota. So Cash Patel right here is actually on with Benny Johnson talking about this Sentinel chat. Let's listen in.
And this has now been exposed with some of these Signal chat leaks. The independent journalist who had done the exposing was just on right before you and wanted to ask about this. He says that he has submitted some of the information that was available. There are top-level leaders inside of the political infrastructure of Minnesota who are on these chats, and obviously you can't conspire in order to attack federal agents. This is something that is at scale. They have license plate readers. They're able to identify these agents. They're able to dox them, find out where they're sleeping at night. Is any of this legal, Cash?
That's exactly what we're investigating. Look, again, the First Amendment, you want to go peacefully, protest, do it. You want to bring your firearm under the law, you're allowed to bring it as long as you don't incite violence and or commit another crime in doing so. What we're asking people to do, what I'm asking people to do is on the ground in Minnesota is, why would you bring a firearm in a situation that is so volatile right now, where so many arrests have been made, where so many people are coordinating to attack and expose federal law enforcement officers? That is just not smart. It is just not going to lead to a good scenario. And so we need everybody to tamp down, obviously, on that side. But you're right, some of the best reporting has been through you and I think Mr. Higbee was just on before I was, and other individuals. Just so you guys know, we look at all this stuff. As soon as Higbee put that post out, I opened an investigation on it. Just like any other case, when we say, hey, quote unquote, there was an attack in downtown Seattle, does the public have information? We, the FBI, are looking to the public for information on these events. We immediately opened up that investigation because that sort of signal chat being coordinated with individuals, not just locally in Minnesota, but maybe even around the country, if that leads to a break in the federal statute or a violation of some law, then we are going to arrest people. You cannot create a scenario that illegally entraps and puts law enforcement in harm's way. Now, we will balance the First and Second Amendment constantly, but we have to let the community know that we will not tolerate acts of violence and an escalation and a violation of the federal code. There has to be a break point, and you've seen it broken in Minneapolis time and time again.
Yeah, so you guys saw that right there. And these people, man, are actually documenting the license plates of ICE. Look at this on Fox News. The far left network that helped put Alex Pretty in harm's way then made him a martyr. Encrypted signal messages show rapid responders, in quotations, mobilized demonstrators to harass federal agents. Then socialist groups capitalize on killing to foment protests. This is all part of the plan, guys. This is all part of the plan, along with Democrats. Look here. Says the skirmish that led to Saturday's fatal shooting of an agitator by Border Patrol agents in Minneapolis and a response that followed were driven by a complex network of far-left organizations with a wide range of causes, a Fox News digital investigation found. A coordinated web of encrypted chats, street alerts, and track of ICE abductors in a sophisticated database reviewed by Fox News Digital shows that agitators were already mobilized at the scene where 37-year-old Alex Pretty was killed minutes before any shots were fired. ICE and Border Patrol agents were there to arrest an illegal alien criminal, and Pretty and others were there outside a donut shop to meet them as part of a strategic pattern of organized interference with law enforcement operations. Yeah, so Alex Pretty knew that ICE is actually going to be there. He knew that. It says here, over the following hours, a national network of socialist, communist, and Marxist-Leninist cells in the United States leveraged the tragic fatality into a nationwide protest operation. Yeah, and look here, man. This is a little printout here of the database. So this actually says Minnesota ICE plates. So they write the license plates of the ICE vehicles right there on this spreadsheet. And Fox News actually has it blocked out right here. And it has images of the vehicles, last seen, last location seen, the plates, the type of vehicle. Yeah. This is crazy. This is really crazy, guys. Like I said, they are sophisticated. These Marxists are sophisticated. And Alex Pretty was a part of this group. He was not a legal observer. He was a professional agitator. Yes, he did work at a hospital or something like that. Yeah, he was a nurse. But he was also doing this stuff too. He was a part of this far-left Marxist organization to disrupt and agitate ICE. And he played games. He won a stupid prize, unfortunately. Don't wish the man was dead, but he put himself in that situation. He did it to himself, man. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this?